demonstrate how a Venture Shield clear bronze applies to the front of a vehicle. We're going to do the fenders and the hood right now. The mirrors have already been done. And again, this is the paint protection application, hood and fenders only. Okay, first I'm going to apply the passenger fender, then the driver's fender. That'll line me up as to where to apply the hood. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and peel my piece off that's been cut with the plotter already. These are pre-cut for an exact or almost exact fit. I'm just applying soap and water right now, like a baby shampoo and water. Okay. Just kind of set it in place. Uh-oh, moved on me. You want to make sure your shield stays very wet on the outside. That way your squeegee doesn't grab like it just did. And kind of push your water toward the edges instead of trying to pull away from them. Any little bubbles like that, the way that I get rid of these is by stretching it. That's how this film is applied. The main trick is to be able to stretch it. Now when I stretch, you'll see these bubbles disappear. Okay, they're gone. You squeegee them. Continue squeegeeing. Come all the way down. Basically try to line it up as best you can if it's a pre-cut kit, which is the best way to do it. If I see a little dry area here, I can pull it back and just reapply a little soap and water underneath. Put it right back down. It looks a lot better. Of course, there's different difficulty levels. This hood is little more difficult. These fenders are very easy. On the level of 1 to 10, they're probably about a 3. The hood on the level of 1 to 10 is probably about an 8 or a 9 on this because of the valley here. But again, I'm going to spray it down. It's already been cleaned. I usually clean the cars. I wash them first and then try to clean them with like an alcohol just to make sure any bugs or any type of residue has been removed. Again, I line up the piece, kind of get it where I want it. Squeegee out toward the smaller areas. And if you get the kit pre-cut, it should fit where it needs to go. Got a little air under here, pull it up, respray it, and apply it. Once I've applied it, within minutes, the adhesive's already starting to dry. So I need to move semi-fast. Again, I have these bubbles here. These are what I call fingers. And the way they come out is by stretching the material. So I'm going to stretch it down to the direction I'm still applying. And now the fingers disappeared and I squeegee it. What I always do, just so water can't try to creep back in while it's wet, and so I can quickly see if there's an issue, is I will wipe it down with the rag, and then I can see if there's any water remaining in the air, etc. And that looks perfect. As it's wet, you're still going to see the line more. Once it dries, because it's still a tad bit foggy, especially on a dark vehicle, it should be almost invisible. You should have to look for the end line once it's dried. And now, I'm going to apply the hood. Because it's a larger piece, I'm going to re-clean it one more time just in case we had some dust that settled. And I'm just using a small, like 3M type squeegee. Here, a little rubber squeegee. I can clean with it, apply with it. What I do, and it's a long piece, I pull it approximately halfway spray it down with soap and water solution, and then grab the other side, so I'm not trying to fight with the big long piece. Now my hood's ready to apply. Again, this is a bit more difficult than the average hood due to the valleys here on both sides. I am going to be using a steamer with this to help me make it a little more pliable and flexible. And I've already applied my fender ends, so now I have something to semi-line up to. I may have a small amount of overhang, excess overhang, that I can remove later. The main thing is, when doing a hood piece, is lining up your center first. You want to line it up, and I can kind of look over here, see where I'm at. I kind of can look over here and see where I'm going to stretch to. See, I'm not quite, here's my line for the fender. By the time I'm done stretching, the material will meet the fender. I'm going to line up my center, and I think I'm pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and give it a squeegee. Right now I'm not pushing too hard because I don't want to move the shield. I just want to get it to tack down in place real nice. Once I've done that, I'll come back and hit it a little harder. Always keep the shield sprayed on the outside with the soap and water solution so you're not scuffing it with your squeegee or grabbing the film and moving it because it's dry. And once I've done this, I'll wipe the edges to stop water from coming back down into the shield because it's still fresh. This is just like a cloth type hard squeegee. Kind of soaks some of my water up. And now I've tacked my center down. The object is to apply it over to here, kind of look at what I'm working with here and figure out how to continue. These tight fingers, stretching is the trick to eliminating them. So I'm going to pull out, just gently put my palms on the film and pull like that. You don't want to pull more than you have to because then you'll cause what's called stretch marks and the film will have marks in it. I'm going to come to here and assess what I'm working with. Now I'm going to attempt to just keep squeegeeing down and over. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to do it a different way. Actually, better yet, what I'm going to do is grab my alcohol solution. This is just half alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and half water. I'm going to apply it to the edge here. And that allows my soap to dry and allows the film to grab immediately. I'm going to stretch it enough to make that valley pull up, and you'll see why in a minute. Just like so. I'm going to tack down just my end, and I'm going to come back and try to work that out. Outside of the film nice and wet so I don't scuff it.